Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Claudius Sheep, and we are playing Democracy 3 in the return of... no, not in the return of the Russian Revolution. In the US of A communist run. So we are trying to turn the US of A communist. We want to unlock the achievement of Socialist Paradise. In order to do that, we need to maintain a very high quality. Gotta check on that. We need to have a very low poverty. Yeah, looks fine. Might be coming down a little bit. And we need to maintain a low working week. Now the working week seems to be fine. This is the one that I'm mostly concerned about. It is at minus 17.5% from the labor laws. So these two are minus 10 and then minus 1.4. So that is below minus 10, which I think is the magic number that we need in order to get the achievement. You need to be under 40% over 4 turns. So that's looking alright, but there's a catch. The catch is that this is driven by unemployment, among other things. So as more people are unemployed, employers can force them to work longer hours, because otherwise the threat of unemployment is, the threat of being sacked is just much higher. So why am I concerned about that? Unemployment is after all coming down. Yes, it is. But there's a catch. You can see one of the factors that is driving that, with a 2-turn delay, so half a year, is immigration. Immigration right now is at plus 4%. Immigration has just shot up dramatically over the last turn due to an event that we got, refugee crisis. Not much that we could do about that, but it does lead to a very, very high impact on unemployment. So unemployment could be about plus, I think, 30 over here. That would drive unemployment really, really up. That would drive the working week up, and that would hinder our progress towards our achievement. So that's rather unfortunate. We do need to deal with the immigration and or the unemployment in some other way. The other thing that I'm concerned about is the technology. Now, technological advantage over here does give a decent GDP buff. Technology itself does give quite a good number of good effects over here. But there's one catch. Ooh, it does actually increase unemployment. I didn't know that. There's one catch, and that is unemployment also drives a negative effect, like these red ones over here. And that we've actually seen at the beginning of the series. That is the danger of a rare earth crisis. So as our economy is based on tech stuff, we need certain rare earth metals that are not available everywhere. So for that purpose, we actually introduced the, not internal currency, where is it? Green Electronics Initiative. Should be somewhere. Oh yeah, over here. And that is pushing that down, but in the background it should be ticking up as time goes by and as our technology matures. So one of the things that I would like to do as one of the very first things is introduce rare earth metal mining over here. Let's implement this. I'd spend about 160 billion on that, and make sure that I mean, it's eroding our surplus a little bit, but I think it's important to do this simply to maintain our economy. Then that doesn't leave us with a lot of wiggle room for anything else. The other thing that I would really love to do is agricultural subsidies, but we don't have enough political capital to introduce that right now. So we'll hold off on that right now. The other thing I'm a little concerned about is the car usage, because that has a very negative effect on the environment. As you can see, it's coming down quite a bit over here. Due to air usage, CO2 emissions, which in turn are also driven by car usage. And car usage is also driving congestion, which we should see over here, which has a negative on GDP, effect on GDP. So yeah, we need to deal with our cars a little bit. What we could probably do is introduce the car cooling campaign. Not that important a policy, but still, it might help us a little bit. Right, so let's carry over a little bit of political capital to the next turn. See what we can do over here. Failed assassination attempt. Unemployment is still coming down, but let's have a look at immigration. So that's already a plus 10% effect from immigration, so that's very, very dangerous to me. Everything else seems to be all fine. Our surplus is eroding a little bit as we spend more money, especially on the rare earth mining. But I do think that's important to keep up, so let's see whether we can't do that. Alcohol abuse should be coming down, so that should free up a little bit of money as well, so that'd be nice. But most importantly, I think in terms of economy, we are going to implement the agricultural subsidies. We're going to spend everything that we can on that. in order to decrease the unemployment, and that should hopefully help us out a little bit. Also, it's going to bring down food prices, which I appreciate very much, because otherwise the poor might have a little bit of an issue. We can also do in terms of public policies, free school meals, which I think are going to be fine just to bring down poverty just a little bit more, but then that should really be fine. Could have also increased simply the food stamps. Might have been a little bit cheaper. Oh well, I think that should be fine. Right, so where do we stand in terms of the working week? Yeah, still dropping. Like to see that. Unemployment should really be stable though. And immigration does have a potentially huge impact on that, so we need to be very careful about that. Anything else that I could do? Probably law and order. Import tariffs are something that we might want to consider. Import tariffs do decrease unemployment, but they also make it more likely that we end up in a rare earth crisis, and that would not be great, to put it very mildly. So I think we might save up a little bit of political capital. Not much that we could or should do, I think. Could bring down unemployment a little bit more. Not so much by economic policies, not so much by tax. But just maybe, transport, everything should be fine. Electric cars is alright. But we could probably increase school... Where's school? Over here. School budgets a little bit. That would bring down unemployment nicely. It's not like we have so much money floating around. We do have a small deficit right now. I mean, it's gonna be freed up by that, but other than that, I don't think we have enormous reserves of place. Of any. I mean, the global economy is doing fine, so there's not much further that we can go. I think our expenditures are where they are, and I don't expect any positive result to impact our economy. So let's briefly take a turn over here. Not being assassinated feels good. God damn it! Yeah, okay, this is gonna bring us down very drastically. So the rare earth crisis has developed. We will have a GDP impact of -5%, but the tech advantage is gonna go away, so that's another 3% down the drain. So yeah, that's very unfortunate. So that does mean to me that we need to increase our rare earth mining a little bit as well. Human cloning, I think communists would probably do that. You can see the immigration probably taking the full effect of plus 30% now. So unemployment is coming up. What does that mean for the working week? Yeah, it's still probably below -10%, but we do need to address this very aggressively. How about the agricultural subsidies? It's coming into effect over about, I think, 4 turns. Yeah, implementation delay is 4 turns, so unemployment is okay over here. Real estate bubble, that's unfortunate. Budget. We do have a surplus now. I think that's because the... Nope, alcohol is still around, but it will go away next turn. But this is going to really cost us very dearly, because this is going to go away for sure, and this really needs to come into effect. So yeah, we'll need to spend much more, I think. So my rule of thumb is any of these boxes is about 4.5%, so we'd need about -19. A little bit more even. Let's try to get to -25 or so at the very least. Let's just go to widespread extraction. It's gonna cost us very much money, and that's very unfortunate. I'd also like to increase petrol taxes, which we can't right now because of our political capital, so that's also rather unfortunate. Anything we can do about the real estate bubble? It's also caused by immigration to a large extent. But it's not that critical. It's just minor effects on everything, so maybe not that important to deal with that right now. Yeah, so let's think about what we can do also in terms of unemployment. I think we're gonna increase the import tariffs over here. It's gonna have a negative effect on international trade, which is unfortunate because I think that would also... No, it's fine. No, okay, so international trade is driven by foreign relations. Okay, so the effect is only directly via foreign relations, which could be better, and which are also driven down by import tariffs. Yeah, so that might be not the best for the Earth crisis, but it's going to be good for our unemployment, so that's nice to see. Again, other than that, spending more on our people. I think we are fine to crash the economy to some extent. It's expensive to raise that. The surplus is for sure gonna go away simply because of our spending on everything over here. In terms of poverty, yeah, poverty is doing fine. So I'm really mostly worried about the working week. You know what? If our working week, if the working week is the main concern, let's try to elevate that also over here. No, I do want to increase petrol tax as well. 36. So we need at least 2. Let's see what else we could introduce. Maybe in terms of law and order. No, nothing critical. Okay, national monorail system. That I like. Simply because it's also going to bring down unemployment by quite a bit. Also going to bring down car usage. So yes, I very much appreciate that. Let's see whether this is going to have any good effect over here. Capitalist plot. Unemployment is on the rise, so I think we might be. And the market meltdown, so global economy is crashing. At least alcohol abuse situation is at an end. Yes, tech advantage is at an end. GDP is crashing as well. Should probably have a deficit now. Yeah, that's unfortunate. This is not helping. Our GDP is low. Where is our working week? Working week? There you are. Yeah, so it's minus 19.71. It's just alright. But again, the unemployment, it's still increasing. I mean, immigration is capped out now, so I think we should be fine as these things come into effect. Agricultural subsidies is increasing, and import tariffs. So that should bring it down a little bit. On the other hand, GDP is crashing, and that will bring up unemployment as well. So we might really be screwed over by the combination of events over here. It's very unfortunate for us. Anything then in terms of unemployment that we could do. We need to counteract that. I'm worried about the deficit, but to be honest, the most important thing for us right now, because we don't have that many turns left, is to bring down unemployment. How about immigration? You're still so high. I'd really like to bring up taxes. Simply so everything doesn't crash. And it would be very bad if... Okay, I can rationalize it in one way. And that is, I seriously do not want the economy to crash and us getting downgraded. So we will increase petrol taxes a little bit over here. That should bring down car usage, which I like to see. It should bring us in quite a bit of money. Environmentalists will like it. GDP effect is negligible, but the additional money should hopefully mean that our deficit isn't becoming too large. Hopefully the rare earth crisis is going to go away very soon, and that should hopefully do positive things for us on... What about our robotic research grants? Still driving up industrial automation. And industrial automation does have an effect on unemployment. I'm worried that this effect on unemployment is much higher than the working week one. Alright, let's see where we get. Let's see whether we can maintain. There we are! It's unlocked. Socialist Paradise, here we are. I'm very, very happy about that. Extremely happy about that. And just in time too, because unemployment is still ticking up dramatically over here. I think this is probably effect of the decreasing GDP still. So yeah, just in time, because probably, very, very probably, oh dear, just look at that deficit, 100 billion. Very, very probably we are very screwed with the working week. It should be ticking up. Yeah, there we see it ticking up a little bit. But just in time for us to start our last year with a full proper socialist communist. I don't think we'll be able to get the surveillance society because that'd be too much to do in one turn. But I do think we will try to solve the remaining issues, and in particular rescue our economy over here. With this big deficit, that really is an issue. But we can solve that, I think, if we get rid of the Earth crisis. Yeah, it should be coming down dramatically over here. 3 turns. Why is that? Oh, okay, the implementation delay is so long on that. I didn't realize that. How about the implementation delay on the monorail? Oh yeah, it's also very delayed. But still, car usage should be starting to come down very drastically over here, yeah? Which it does have one negative effect, and that is the petrol tax. Simply the money that we collect. You can see it coming down already. I think it was 30 billion before. You can probably see in income history. I don't know. Right, so yeah, we see that coming down. That should be lovely. So I think we are very much on track. Let's do this. I think we'll allow tracking, simply because we as a state will probably want to do that as well. Rare Earth crisis, really hope this to be coming down. Doctor strike, not something that we can deal with it anyway. Rare Earth crisis, fine. Real estate bubble, that I think we can attack by increasing maybe. Yeah, it's just negligible though. What's driving this down then? Rent controls, immigration, yeah, GDP. I'm not sure whether state housing would lower that, but without deficit I don't think we are in a situation to do that anyway. Could bring up car taxes a little bit, but doesn't seem to be that worthwhile either. So what we might want to do is strengthen our economy a little bit by... Is it public services? I always use that, yeah, stem cell research. It's very expensive to introduce in terms of political capital, but it has a huge positive long-term effect on the economy. And the economy is doing alright, it's still pretty good. I mean, the global crash came very untimely for us, as is the rare earth crisis, but still, I mean, the global economy seems to be making a little bit of a recovery, so I expect GDP to be coming up as well, maybe helping us out a little bit with the deficit over there. And the economy, actually, the environment should actually be improving as well, due to the reduced impact of car usage. Yeah, well, at least as time goes by. So yeah, I'm very happy that we unlocked our achievement, so let's keep around for next time to finish up this episode and really make sure that we can consider ourselves proper communists. We're going to review our country a little bit, see where we got. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.